Welcome back. And now to more of my interview with Glenn Beck and his frightening prediction about what may happen if left and right in this country don't start listening to each other. Have you veered away from politics in part because it's bad for business? And it's better for business
it's better
to focus on culture and other things that are more uniting?
Better for business if I talk about it. You would not believe the complaints that I get. Better for business.
Moving away
Glenn, you're telling us these things, you're doing this, that's what we count on you for. I know. But it's not where I feel I am best served.
Your PR person, in preparation for this interview, said Glenn's focused on principles and values and talking about lifestyle ideas and not just politics.
Right.
You know, that's something that I think has been obvious to your listeners for a while, but maybe is not as obvious to non-listeners, non-viewers.
I think because, again, we view each other as cartoon characters. My daughter said to me, my children, when we're in the city, are not allowed to walk with me. And it's because of my second oldest daughter was walking with me one day. She was about 16. And we're walking down the street and somebody had shouted something really mean. And I walk another block with her and we were holding hands and somebody else just got really just vicious. Walk another block and somebody just intentionally clips me and uses foul language. And my daughter stopped and she said, "Why don't people see that you're a dad too?" And I have taken that to heart, that is something that I should be aware of too. We're not cartoon characters. We're not just people on television. We're not just people in the White House. We're people. We're humans. And I'm just such an imperfect carrier of that message for so many people. But it's the message that is important to me.
You sound like someone who really wants to lower the temperature in the country.
We have to. I believe that we are I think we're a country in civil war. I just think we're in a cold civil war. Shooting hasn't started, but somebody stupid is going to do something stupid and it will escalate unless we talk to each other.
But how can we lower the temperature when you're still making those kinds of suggestions? I wouldn't call it a prediction, but to talk in that language about a possible shooting civil war.
I'm not calling for one.
No.
I'm saying you can't tell me that, and maybe because you live in, I don't mean this as a slam, you live in New York so you're very isolated. But when you talk to people, you're telling me that you don't sense that people are so angry with each other that, you know, they're the enemy. Look, read online. Read the comments. It doesn't matter if it's conservative. I notice it more outside
New York than I do in New York. You're right about that.
You read the comments. You read them on the Huffington Post or you read them on the Blaze or CNN or Fox. It doesn't matter. They're all the same, left and right. We're calling each other horrible things.
You used the word balkanization earlier.
Yes.
But doesn't having a cable channel like the Blaze encourage that balkanization?
I hope not. Have you watched our channel?
Well, I've watched enough of it, but you know, you do have a number of conservative hosts. It's not as if you have the same number of liberal hosts.
No, I don't think, but wait a minute. I don't think that I don't think it's important that that I balance the point of view. I have somebody who absolutely disagrees with me.
Good point.
What is important is we treat each other with respect. We treat each other. And don't get me wrong, I just talked about this on the radio today.
Not always about fair and balanced. It's kind of a post-fair and balanced way to describe what you're doing.
It's being fair, not calling each other names. And we were just on the air. I've been in radio since I was 13 years old. And so have my cohorts.
Yeah.
They've, you know, we do a radio show. It's a stupid radio show. But all of a sudden, in the last 10 years, it's become very important. Since September 11th, it's important somehow. Well, that's not what? who am I? I remember when September 11th happened, and I got down on my knees. It was the week I started on radio, on talk radio. Who am I? I don't have any answers. Who am I?
No one did.
I'm just a guy, just like everybody else, trying to figure it out. This week we were on, yesterday and today, saying, okay, I really want to call that person a fathead, but that's wrong. You know, we have to change all of our language, and it's really difficult, especially when people on both sides. I know there are people who are watching me and say, you know, the guy's full of crap, he's just an act, he's just doing it for money, I don't like him, you should, all the things that he said in the past, whatever. And I could put somebody else in this chair, you know, I don't know, somebody else from the other side sitting in the chair, and there would be other people on the other side saying exactly the same thing.
Sure.
Stop. 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 Stop.
Love him or hate him, Glenn Beck is one of a kind. He's building a media empire that might be a model for other big media personalities in the future. So next week, I'll show you more of my conversation with him about his business, about his cable channel, and about what his future holds. Tune in for that next